Alright guys, this is Duke's Custom RCs. We have a new RC out lately. It's called the Team Magic E63HX. This is the third generation of the E6. The first one was just an E6 Trooper. They had three different models of that one, if I'm not mistaken. They had a 775 version, which is the brush motor, and then they had a 6S version. Came with a 2000 kV motor, 150 amp ESC, and then they also had a kit version that you could, I believe it came with a clear body, you could paint whatever color you wanted and put whatever electronics that you wanted in there. This is the third generation, which is the E6-3, and then they had the E6-2, that was after the Trooper. I would call this a muggy, truggy monster truck cross. It definitely has the big monster tires on it. These are very, very awesome tires. Very lightweight. I think I weighed these along with some of the other tires that I do have around. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, these are 11.5 ounces. That's it. That's 11.5 or 12.5. I don't remember to be exact. I'll find that and post that on the video. Spline Texas on these wheels. Just so far it's been an awesome truck. I've had a few issues with mine, and that's kind of what I'm going to go over today with you guys. I've had some requests and everything. One of the main issues that I had was Hobby Wing RTR 100 amp ESC, same ESC that comes in the Sim Colossus. Mine would not calibrate correctly. Forward and neutral would calibrate fine. Reverse would not calibrate. I couldn't get it to work out. It just went from forward to reverse, no brake. Couldn't get it to work out. But anyway, the truck, there are some running videos of this already out there. Baz from Aussie RC Playground in Australia has one. A couple other guys in my Facebook group have one. Obviously mine is work in progress. I did just get the new Easy Run Max 8 ESC. It did come with the Traxxas connectors. They pulled off super easy. I'm not a big fan, sorry, of the Traxxas connectors. I've gone through quite a few different connectors, and the ones that I found that I so far like the best are the XT60 connectors. I like those a lot. So aside from the ESC, a couple of things that I've done to mine so far is it comes with a locked center diff. If you're not familiar with a locked center diff, basically all that's going to allow you to do is wheelies and backflips all day long. On 4S, this thing will, with the locked diff, is just sitting there backflipping as much as you really want to do it. The other thing I did, I got the E6 Trooper 6S battery trays for this. They do make aluminum ones. I did not want the aluminum ones. I just wanted the plastic ones, a little bit lighter weight, more flex to them, whatever. So not a big deal. So I got that, and the other thing that I ended up getting was the 47 tooth CNC spur. And reason I got that, me and Baz from Aussie RC Playground, we didn't check our mesh beforehand, and we ended up breaking some teeth off of the spur gear. But so I've got the CNC spur gear in there. One of the things that somebody wanted me to show them, and of course I don't have the scoop on here right now. There is a little air scoop that comes in, catches the air for the ESC. I probably won't run that, period. I just don't like it. To me, it's kind of in the way. It serves a purpose, but just a regular 2mm Allen wrench is going to be your best thing to get in here. I'll turn the truck around this way a little bit so you can see there's two screws. There's one here and one here that holds the cover on for the spur and pinion gear. One of the nice things, they do have the wire looms already in here, so once you get everything back up and going, you do have really nice wire management here as far as that goes. So that holds that in really nicely. So just getting to that, again, just a regular 2mm Allen wrench, key, whatever you guys call it. You can just, it's a pain in the neck, but just sit there and wrench on that a little bit. One of the other things that I did with mine, you notice I have a black motor mount. The motor mount normally is the same color as the shock towers, front and rear. And this is off of the E6 6S Trooper as well. And it actually just has an extra bolt for the motor mount itself, which is the black part that you can see right here. And also the bolt right here on the bottom of the transmission. On this one, it is able to go through and it's threaded on the aluminum mount, so you're able to get a little bit there. It does have a little flex in it, not much at all. This does help a little bit versus the stock one that comes in. So overall, the truck is built very well. One of the things that I also had break on mine, and I can't blame the truck at all for it because my ESC was not calibrated. I knew taking it out the second run, I was chancing it. I just wanted to see how well it would do. And the hex, or not the hexes, but the steering knuckles are the same front and rear, and they're set up a lot like a E-Max, but instead of having the pivot ball mount that screws in, whether it be aluminum or plastic, on the E6, and I've already talked to Team Magic and let them know about this, they actually have a round plastic piece with a little nub coming off the side right here that has a screw that goes through it. Well, that is what holds that pivot ball in place. Well, the little plastic piece that comes off that your screw goes through, I broke one on the top side on this side and one on the bottom side of this side, right where that loop is for your screw hole. Again, not a big issue. I was able to just put a metal washer on there and that fixed the issue. One of the things that this truck has over the previous generation models is where the training and then where your diff is right here. This is quote unquote a quick release diff mount. The old ones, if I can get over here in the shot here, the old ones had a cover that went all the way across, and the training and diff was all one piece. So in order to get that out, you had to take the entire motor mount transmission all off in one. This one's actually pretty nice. It's a 2.5, and I'll just do this real quickly for you guys on screen here. Just 2.5. Comes out very nice and easy. I use this to pretty much take out any and all of my screws on RCs. It's just time saving for sure. So mine already has the open diff, center diff, whatever you want to call it, with gears in it. The original one comes locked. This is an upgrade, getting the open center diff. If you have good control over the RCs, you've been doing RCs a while, I don't think having a locked diff is going to be that difficult for you. But one of the things that I'm used to running open diffs, and so I wanted to go that route just because to me it was going to be a lot more fun to drive with that open diff and being able to control it a little bit better. So this is just in here pretty good. It's a nice and tight fit. Even if the screws are not in there, it's a nice tight fit, so it stays in real well. As you can see, if that'll focus in on that, I filled my training up with marine grease just to help keep everything lubed and keep the water out. So that's got some marine grease in there. And also, if I can keep it from falling out here and show you guys. So you can see the marine grease is all over the gear there. And the original locked one is all plastic. This one is all steel. So that's the other reason I didn't want a bunch of rust and stuff on here. So that, just real quick, easy access to get into that. Obviously you can see I've got rocks falling out here from when I ran it last. But anyway, so that's the quick short of getting to that center diff and getting that out of there. I think they did a really good job on redesigning that versus the E6 Trooper and the E6 2 Trooper. Just some really great features, and I also believe that they are going to come out with another kit version for this one. They are supposed to come out with a different motor mount as well, to where instead of having to take the motor mount off, it's going to be kind of like your truggies and buggies, to where it's the slide-in type mount. So that'll be a lot nicer as well, and be able to access your mesh a little bit better and that kind of thing. Because right now, getting to that mesh can kind of be a pain in the neck on this one. So one of the other things, the only other thing that I've done to this, and it's not a big deal, is you do have a nice little trap door right here for your steering servo horn. It had Phillips head screws. I went ahead and just replaced those with Allen screws there, because it's just a lot easier for me. So that's the other thing that I've replaced. For the most part, what's really great is you do have aluminum toe plates front and rear. They do have some really great option parts for it. I've already got some really good battle scars on this thing already from bashing it pretty good. The 3 holes on the bottom of your chassis right here are for the battery trays, the option, upgrade, whatever that you want to call them. But and then the other thing that you can also do for this is they do provide these side body mounts, posts, whatever you want to call them. And that is really cool, just for the simple fact that the body has already got these holes drilled in, and the only thing that's covering it up is the decal. So just punch those out, and you got your body mounts, and that just keeps that body a little bit more sturdy, especially when you're flying in the air, getting some good jumps on it. But overall, I'm pretty impressed with how easy this truck is to work on for the most part. Other than getting to some of the screws here with the little scoop that's on here. I apologize, I don't have that, but if you guys own it, you know what I'm talking about, or if you've looked it up, you know what I'm talking about. Great waterproof steering servo in here. It's the Savox 0231 is what this one is, and I have to tell you, for what this truck is, this servo works great. And again, these tires are nice and light, so that's the biggest thing. Even though they're huge tires, they are very lightweight, easy to turn. They do have a lot of give to them. I really compare these to the Traxxas Summit tires as far as the compound. Just really nice and soft, and it's really nice because when you are turning the vehicle, the tires do roll and give, and it actually helps the truck as far as gripping into the ground when you're turning the vehicle and everything. But I've got a couple videos out of jumping this, nothing major. A couple guys from my group have got this truck now. I know they got a couple videos out. Vaz from Aussie RC Playground, he's got this truck. He's got the unboxing and his first running video. He got 2 battery packs through his before he broke his spur gear. I only got 1. I was doing some pretty bad landings. Again, it was more due to my ESC and not being able to get that air control that I needed with those landings and everything. But my bad for not checking that mesh. But again, the CNC spur gear is top notch. It's very, very, very nice compared to the chalky one that comes with it. It is a 47 tooth spur. They have an optional 46 and a 45. and I believe you can get both of those in a CNC as well. Hop-ups on this thing are just sick. The shock towers already are, I think I measured them, I think they're 4.5 millimeters thick already. The aftermarket shock towers on this thing are 6.3 millimeter CNC aluminum. I'm not 100% sure if it's 6061 or 775 aluminum, but either way, it's 6.3 millimeters thick. Who cares? I mean, that's just freaking awesome. So you got shock towers, you can get aluminum shock bodies and aluminum shock caps will be coming out. Aluminum arms for this thing that are just, I mean, they really got some great hop-ups for it. One of the other cool things is, I'm going to flip it around here, the wheelie bar. You do have adjustments for that right here. You can adjust that up or down depending on what you're doing. And obviously, if you're going to be jumping it, you want it up a little bit higher, you're wanting to go for some speed runs and stuff, you can lower it. What they do offer is an aluminum extension, and I'll put that link on this video as well. It's an aluminum extension to where you can extend this wheelie bar down even further. So like if you're wanting to do some crazy speed runs, slap some 6S in this, and you get a 6S ESC like this one here, it will handle it. I would not recommend doing 6S in this thing with the lock diff. There's no way I would do that. But anyway, so what that aluminum extension does, that brings this down to where basically it won't even wheelie. It'll just squat and go. So really great aluminum hop-up parts for this as of right now. I think they did an amazing job with everything on this truck. Your wiring is great. I'm going to take this little battery tray cover off right here real quickly. Because all your wires are in the front here, and your receiver is in this back receiver box. They do have 2 receiver boxes. This one is fully waterproof. This one in the front is not fully waterproof. So, if for some reason you wanted to switch it around, you could put your receiver up here. On these battery trays right here, and I'll post some pictures or something, they're flat across. Well, you can see the servo wire and your lights for the front bumper here plug in right here, and then that servo wire comes back to the back here. So what I did is I just put a little notch out in both of these mounts right here so that wire would run under it. The only issue that I'm looking at right now is the battery sitting on that, and then having the honeycomb chassis down here. You know, the weight of the battery cutting into those wires. So probably what I'm going to do is maybe just put some tape over that. I've got that new, some new clear Gorilla tape that's really nice. I may just put some of that over that, even underneath it, or some foam pieces underneath it, or something just to keep that wire from getting cut from the weight of the batteries and jumping around and stuff. So I'm gonna look into that a little bit more. Just trying to think if there's anything else I can tell you guys about the truck so far. I mean, I've only ran it a couple times, and again, both times was with the bad ESC. It does come, and I don't have it with me on the side here. It does come with a little wrench to where you can get to your motor screws that are 2.5s without having to take all this off. Again, the biggest thing is getting these two millimeter screws out right here with your ESC. And again, they've got the air scoop. That air scoop is really cool just for the fact that this right here does open up. You can open this up and have air come in there and at the front of this. And you just can take this off, cut your hole out right in here, and that air will come right in, and it'll actually go right into that scoop right here and cool that ESC a little bit better for you. I don't like the scoop. I'm just going to run mine without it. But anyway, that's it, man. That's all I can think of on this thing right now. I hope to have the ESC soldered up a little bit later today, get it going. Unfortunately, it's been raining outside today. It is completely waterproof, so I may try it out a little bit later today. But thanks for taking a look at this, and we'll catch you guys later, man. Peace.